In this video, I'm going to show you how to convert a regular Python file into an executable. So you may want to do this, in a few different scenarios. I'm sure that if you're watching this, then you've probably got your own reason for doing this. But for example, if you wanted to give an application to a friend and you didn't want them to have to install Python or any dependencies involved with your application, then this could be a good way to kind of make it a bit more portable. So one thing to bear in mind is that if you're doing this on Windows like I am, then the end result will only be able to run on another Windows machine. And this is the same if you're using Mac or Linux. So it's going to only work on the same operating system that you're using. So I won't be able to, for example, use Windows to make the executable work on Mac or Linux. So just bear that in mind beforehand. I'm going to show you two examples. So the first is where we have an application with a graphical user interface, and then I'm also going to show you how to do the same thing but with just a text-based program, one that would just run on the command line. So to get started, you're going to want to install a package called PyInstaller, and to do that you just have to type in pip install and then PyInstaller. I've already got mine installed, so it's saying that I've already got it here, but when you do it, it might take a minute or two to just download. So the first one that I wanted to show you was a GUI application. So I'm just going to go into this folder here, and you can see that I've got this one file here. And if I run this just using regular Python, you can see, in fact, it's just opened up on my other window. But it's just a simple graphical user interface. But at the moment, if you wanted to give this to someone, they would need to install Python. So in order to change this so that it becomes an executable, we can use PyInstaller. So we do PyInstaller, and then there's a flag called onefile. And this will just mean that we only need one executable to run the entire program. Now, in our case, our thing is a graphical user interface, so we want to put in the windowed tag. If we don't put that in, then what will happen is that we'll get a terminal like this appear at the same time, which is probably not what we want for this case. And then when we put in, we just put in our program name and then we hit enter. It's going to do a few things, and then you can see on the right we've got a few folders. Okay, so now that's done, you can see there's a few different things. Our executable is actually in this folder here. And actually we don't even need any of these other things here. So we can actually delete them. So you can see that it is truly just running by itself. And if I double click that, it'll take a second to load. And then it's just opened up in my other monitor. But you can see that it works just like it did before, except you wouldn't need Python installed to run this. So let's say that you wanted to also do just a console-based application. So this one works slightly differently. We don't want to use the window tag. So let me show you what this one does. Console app, we'll go into there. And then you can see that we've just got one file, and it prints out hello world when we do Python hello world. You can see that it just prints out some text, but maybe you have some kind of script doing some more complex things. So for this one, it's similar to the one before, except, so we do PyInstaller, and then we also do onefile, but this time we'll just leave out the tag which was windowed, and then this will do the same thing. It's going to put it into a executable for us in this file here. So now that's done, you can see that we've got that there, and if we went into that folder and we just run the executable, you can see that it does exactly the same thing, except you wouldn't need Python installed or any packages. In this case, there's no packages, but you can see how this could expand to where you don't need to install the dependencies. It would package it all into this executable instead. So those are two examples. It's relatively straightforward. I think if you do want to have a look at the documentation, there's this website, I'll link to it below, and you can see all the different kind of tags you can put. So for example, you can even put like an icon here. Like if you wanted to change the icon from whatever that is into your own thing that you might want to give to someone else so it looks a bit prettier, you can do that. And then you can also do all kinds of other stuff. So have a go at it. And if you do run into problems, then feel free to leave a comment and I'll try my best to answer them. But thanks for watching.